All right, great Thursday morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well. Cesar Mascoro Jr. with Manufactured Home Sales Mastery. And we're in with our late edition of our 15 Minutes of Mastery, coming at you with episode number 267, like we do each and every day. Just get you some information, inspiration, motivation to get things going on the right foot for you. Today, we're talking about systems and processes. Do you really need to use them in sales? Of course you do. And we're going to explain why, right? Because as the quote for today says, and I don't know who said it, I just found it online, so I thought it was great. And I wanted to share with you, which says, the secret of successful business is enjoy the process. The secret of successful business is enjoy the process. Welcome to our studios. We're getting ready to get started with our day 2 of Empowering Community Managers, the virtual edition. We're taking care of a group that's over in the northeast part of the country. And they're very, very much spread out. New York, Pennsylvania, Illinois, Connecticut, some other states. And so rather than flying all of them to one location, we're coming to them where they're at so that they can take their life, business, and career to a whole new level. So we're here getting ready for that. We'll be starting in the next half hour. But we wanted to make sure we come in and speak to you about systems and processes, because yesterday we were talking a little bit about it during the class and had somebody that said, this person's been in the industry for a while. And when we were talking about sales and how the sales approach and how do we handle customers, the response from this person was, I kind of like to shoot from the hip. I go about things just based on how things are going. And I understand that we go with the flow. I understand that we deal with people. Every client has their own personality. We need to be aware of that. We need to accept that. We need to understand that. However, we adapt to personalities, but the process does not change. Systems and processes are what make a company great. Systems and processes are what make any sports team great, because everyone knows what they're supposed to be doing. Everybody knows where they should be at. Everyone knows what the next logical step is, whether it's in sports or business or life. If you handle your life the same way, if you work your life based on systems and processes, this is what I do every morning. This is how I handle my life. This is the things that I do Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays. It's when we don't have that process, and most people consider that boring, right? Most people would say, man, but if you have everything planned out, life is boring. I get it to a certain extent. However, life is also great because you're in control. There's less chaos. You can overcome the obstacles that come, because here's the thing: the problems, the obstacles, the setbacks, the failures, they don't care about your processes. They don't care about you in any sort of way. So the fact of the matter is, if you have processes to your life when these things happen, you're better prepared. You're more resilient to be able to overcome and keep going, taking the emotion out of it. Right? So with that being said, I wanted to talk to you about systems and processes and why they apply to sales, why you as a housing consultant, community manager, whoever you may be, should be caring about your business based on systems and processes, because it adds to the consistency. It's predictable for you. You know that when you answer the phone, somebody calls in, I know exactly what I'm going to say. Their response when they answer the phone may be different than 10 of the other customers that I've spoken to, but I am handling the call the same way. I'm asking the same things. I'm after the same information. My ultimate goal is obviously to set up an appointment, and I'm doing that the same way, because when I do that, it's more natural. When I do that, it's more confident, and the person on the other end of the line is going to feel it. They're going to go with the flow because they feel that I'm in control of that situation. When you are bobbing and weaving, when you're playing defense, when you're always sitting back and responding to their thing and reacting, that's when they feel they've got everything in control. And so now you're kind of apprehensive as to even how to set an appointment with this potential buyer. And that's why you end up either not doing it, or the majority of the time that you do, they don't actually show up. And that's just on the phones. Now imagine what it's like when they're actually in front of you. So that consistency, that predictability gets you more confidence, and you're able to have a more reliable outcome. You know what you're after. Excuse me. and you've got that quality assurance that comes with it. It also makes you more effective, and you're able to better manage your time when you have processes. I tell everyone you should commit to giving any person who walks in the door to your location 30 to 45 minutes. You know that you're going to be dedicating that time to them, in front of them, before you go show homes. It makes it more predictable. You feel more comfortable. There's less chaos involved. These folks that come to sit with you, meet with you, whether they plan the appointment or not, if it's a walk-in, it's still the same thing. They are waiting on you to lead them. When you let them lead the dance, when you let them take control of the situation and you're very reactive to everything, that's where it feels uncomfortable, and it feels uncomfortable to you. So of course it's going to feel uncomfortable to them. And how would you expect them to make a major life-changing decision when the whole experience has been uncomfortable? So that's why we want to make sure that we're working based off of systems and processes. Plus, when you have those systems and processes in place in your sales experience, now you've got more data that you can go back and look at. You can go back and say, hey, I asked these questions and they answered me in a certain way. You can look at those things and see what could you tweak, what could you change, how can you make things better for them, for yourself, so that the next time you don't run into those things. But when you don't know what you're doing and you're just kind of shooting from the hip, and you didn't ask these questions here, but you did ask those questions there, you don't remember who you did what with, how are you supposed to make an educated adjustment? There's another quote that says, that which gets measured gets improved, right? I believe that was Peter Drucker. How can you measure anything that you're just working chaotically at? When there's no system, there's no predictability to it, there's no process in place that you went from A, B, C, D, E, F, because you may go A, Z, Y, W, back to M, and go back to B, and you don't know what you actually did. So how can you go back and analyze that to see where things maybe broke down? It's not, you're just not doing it. And whether you want to believe it or not, sales, especially manufactured homes, home sales of any kind, something large ticket like this needs to be process driven. You have to have a process. And that's one of the things that we're very, very, very keen on. And that's why it enhances the customer experience, because they feel more comfortable. They feel like, hey, this person knows what they're doing. This person's actually getting us the information. This person's actually getting information from us. It actually feels like this person cares, knows what they're doing. Hey, hun, maybe we should pay attention to him or her. Maybe this is the person that we should be doing business with to make the decision of buying our home today, right? So some examples of some people that are strong process that he used to come up with these new products, the iPad, and before that you had your iPod, and then you got the iPhone. All of that very, very process driven, meticulous, something that they just really focused on to be able to break the status quo of what is this industry, right? Elon Musk with Tesla and SpaceX, the same thing. You've got some engineering in place. You've got production that happens. Obviously, there's going to be processes in that, right? And do you think that Elon, when he's pitching people to invest, there's not a process to that? That's still selling. He's selling these investors on what is going on with Tesla, SpaceX, and more, right? So with Skylink, there's a process to his pitch, just like there should be a process to yours. Warren Buffett, the same thing. We all know Warren Buffett's involved in manufactured homes through, Clayton, 21st Mortgage, Vanderbilt. We know it's very well documented that he's got a process to his success. And Jeff Bezos, Amazon. I mean, the list goes on and on. Think about your favorite sports teams. You hear it all the time, especially if you're a sports fan. Like if you're into football, you hear it all the time that these NFL teams, college teams, they all, even in high school, I remember you script the plays. Your first 10 to 15, maybe even sometimes 20 plays are scripted. They know what they're going to play to play to play to play, no matter what the defense throws at them. That's what they're doing. To be able to read what the defenses are doing, to be able to see what's effective for them so that they can continue on going from there. So processes and systems, it's huge. And it's the same thing for us in manufacturing also. So what should be a part of your process? What is it that you should have structured and know what you should be doing? Well, there's a few things that I want to run through with you, okay? First and foremost, your marketing. Your marketing plan should be structured, there should be a process to it, okay? For every day of the week, there should be marketing in place, and you know this. If you want to be highly effective and efficient, you should be marketing every day. But what does that look like? What does your marketing plan look like? How many ads? Where are you posting them? Obviously, in marketplace, if you're an individual housing consultant, if your company, it's different, right? We're looking at the marketing plan differently. But for you housing consultants out there, community managers, where are you marketing? How often? What are you marketing? Then from there, your phone process has to be in place. How do you answer the phones? What do you say? What do you call? What do you say to leads that you're calling out to? So your inbound and outbound should have a process to it. And then when people come in the door, when they're actually, whether they're walk-ins or appointments that are set, there should be a process to that as well. From the moment they walk in the door, your greeting, standard greeting, to what you do once you get them into your office, to how you show the homes, to when you're asking for the business, how you overcome objections, all of that systemized, processed in place so that I feel comfortable as a housing consultant knowing that I'm going from here to here to here to here to here. I may laugh differently with these people. I may be more serious with those people. I may have to maybe go through it a little quicker with some other people than I would with others. But the process does not change, because in that, I'm in my pocket, I feel more comfortable, I'm in more control, and the customer feels the same thing as well. And obviously you win more that way. And then obviously when you take a deal, how you handle that file, how you get it through finance, if it's a finance deal or cash, getting houses, or all of that should be systemized. There should be processes in place with that. And that's what we bring to the table to each and every one of our clients. We first look at, what are your processes? Before we even talk about any sort of training, how do you handle things? What is it that you do? I know what we do. And we're not trying to come in and, hey, you're changing all this and you're doing it our way. We're trying to see, okay, what of yours works? Do you even have a process? If you don't, then obviously, yes, here's what we're suggesting. But if you do, now we're trying to work with it, within it, and utilize it to the best of its ability, enhance it so that the company, the staff, everyone, your clients, more importantly, all benefit from the process. Because when you operate that way, you're more efficient, more effective, and you're going to end up with higher production, which is what we're in business for, right? Helping people, helping as many people as possible. But your processes that you have in place, the business part of this, is what helps them solve their problems. Without a process, you're solving less problems. Plain and simple. So I hope that this helps you understand why you as a housing consultant should have a marketing and sales process in place, along with everything that happens after the sale. And if you've got questions with regards to that, please reach out to us. If you own a retail location, maybe you're a general manager, or maybe you're in the community space and want to take a look at what your processes are like and how maybe you can enhance those, reach out to us. We're here to help. We want to make sure that we can do everything that we can to take your life, business, and career to a whole new level. That's what we're about. And we're about to get started with our day two of empowering community managers and sales teams for ELS's Northeast division. So you guys have a great Thursday. Make it a fantastic Thursday. And if we can help, please reach out. Enjoy the rest of your day. We'll be back in here tomorrow at our regular standard time of 8:15-ish. Until then, folks, as always, I can't wait to meet you.